Yeah, we're on now.
Good? Alright, first and foremost, we want to say
Kahala, Yahweh, Warrior Hawashai.
The double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to the elect who are pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. What do you get from me? Let's start with, let's 2 Corinthians, chapter 5. Let's start from 1.
Okay. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 1. For we know that if our earthly house, this tabernacle, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God, and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens.
That's right, man, because this earthly tabernacle meaning a house, something to be inside of. Our earthly tabernacle is our bodies, and that's exactly what they are. They're earthly. In other words, they're carnal. So all of the wicked, if you're in this truth, all the wicked you do strives from your body, and your body attracts those wicked demons to be on you as well.
Yeah.
You know, because if our bodies, if we had our new bodies, that we were supposed to have, that we're going to have in the kingdom, Lord willing, we're the elect, we would not be going off at all, because in those new bodies, the law, the scriptures are supposed to be within your inward parts.
Let me put that in Ezekiel for you.
Oh yeah, come on.
And also, like, if I'm adding to that, you know, the word body means house. House for what? Your spirit. So that goes to show you that the body doesn't mean anything, man. It's the spirit that matters, right?
And that's, a quick example is like look at people driving their cars. People literally use their cars as a
they have a spiritual connection with the car.
Exactly.
They know that vehicle.
Yeah.
And how it works, how much gas it needs.
They even put eyelashes on it. If a vehicle, you can tell when someone's pissed off because his vehicle is driving like out of control.
Yeah.
It's the same way your spirits conduct your body.
Yeah, and it goes into that, the chariots and the angels.
Right.
How in the book of Ezekiel, the first chapter, it says, basically, like wherever the chariots move, the angels also move, right? So it's like a spiritual thing.
Yeah,
right?
they were one. They were connected.
Exactly. Yeah. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36. I'll start from verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness and from all your idols, and I will cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you.
Well, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Because right now we're being cleansed right now through this truth. This is the cleansing right now. It's the word of Yahweh about Shimei Shot. And then when we're at the end of our cleansing, we're gonna get a full transformation.
Yeah.
So much so that we're gonna be used as fighting as weapons of war against these Edomites, man. And Esau is cooking some heavy artillery to go against the Most High and His Son. So for us, because we cannot take on Esau in these bodies, we would get shot. We get shot down anyways in America. So once the Most High gives us these bodies, we can really establish our indignation, our righteous anger, and our revenge on you Edomites and you heathens, man, and you 2/3.
That's right, man. And it says, a new heart also will I give you, and
a new mind.
Yeah, come on. And a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and will give you an heart of flesh.
That's right, which means our stony heart is the wickedness, like this wicked body we're living in. Stone of flesh, it's like I said earlier, it's talking about us getting our new bodies.
That's right. And it says, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes. So we will literally get programmed to keep us 100%. Just like as if you're thirsty, you drink water. It just comes natural.
That's
right? If you wake up in the morning or whatever it is, right? Like,
using the bathroom.
Yeah, using the bathroom. It's natural for us to breathe.
Yeah, that's right.
That's literally how it's going to be when the Lord puts the laws in our hearts, man, in our minds.
And for you guys who think that's a burden, you guys are the ones who are out of the 2/3 and are going to get destroyed. Because honestly, The only reason why these laws should ever be a burden onto you is because your flesh can't keep up with how righteous you want to be. That's it.
And you should want to be 100%.
Exactly. So the only reason why you should be pissed is because, man, you want to be righteous, but your body keeps holding you back at certain points.
Yeah.
That's the whole chapter. That's the whole Romans 7. Exactly what Paul's talking about.
Yeah.
But you got people like the 2/3 among our people who see keeping the law as a burden. Not eating something as simple as not eating a pork. They'll argue with it until they're blue into the face. Like they'll argue how that it's okay to eat pork, rather than just take it in, and because you don't even need the scriptures to tell you that pork's not good.
Yeah.
Esau didn't come up with so much information nowadays to let you know that pork's not good.
That's right.
So you should already know that. But if you're a Christian, and it coming from the Bible should even be a stronger reason as to why you shouldn't be eating pork. Or our people argue till they're blue in the face because they want to eat pork. That's wicked, man. Yeah, we can't keep all the laws, but there are laws you can keep.
But you know what's crazy? Those are the same people that if Esau basically had them keep, a certain basically law. Let's say if they want to get a job, they would do it.
Yeah. Yeah, to the fullest. Too.
Yeah, or they would do it for the woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Jake does everything
Even
for the
worse.
fucking woman, right? Like
Even
they would
worse.
literally go and steal, sell drugs just for the woman.
Yeah.
But they can't keep the laws for the Lord.
See?
No?
See? That's it, man.
And it's
showing you guys like slack. It's showing you guys make the woman your God.
Yeah, literally. You might not say it, but your actions
speak louder
than your words.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's right. And it said, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them.
Exactly.
Okay?
And we're doing that right now. This is a part of the Most High's judgment. This is a part of his statutes. He told us to come out here in the house and preach his word in season and out of season. So there should be no argument as to why we have to do this. If you're a man of understanding, you'll know this is because people always they say that there's 613 laws. The whole book is a law, man. The whole book. There's like I was saying now, there's laws when the Most High said for us to come out on the highways and byways, that was a law. It was commanded of us, was it not? So therefore it's a law.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High, keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
That's it.
So that's our responsibility. Our duty is to do the works of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai. It said keep His commandments. What are His commandments? The whole book, like the brother said, man. There's a lot of things in the scriptures that we must keep, man. Of course, there's some things that we're not going to be able to, but the point is that we have to do the best. Do it to the best of our abilities, and the ones that we must keep now, as a prophet of the Lord, to come out here and preach His word, man.
That's right. That's why the Most High said in Isaiah 66 that He looks towards the contrite spirit.
Yeah.
I know those brothers, sincere brothers, who try to keep laws that they just can't keep because of their bodies. But the Most High is looking at their effort.
Yeah.
At least they're trying to put in the work.
Yeah. There's guys who will act like they're doing it, just so that,
they look good.
Yeah, just so they look good, exactly. Just so that other brothers can be like, all right, well, you know what? He's alright, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Lord knows your heart, man.
Exactly.
The Lord knows if you're bullshitting, man. The Lord knows if you're sincere and actually tried it and it didn't work out. It was the Lord that did it anyway.
Exactly.
So everything plays, in the control of Yahweh Bashem Shai.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Going back to the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God, Yahweh Hashem Shai, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven.
This is the groan we're doing right now. We're groaning right now.
Yeah.
When you see us get passionate about not having the bodies that the Bible speaks about us getting, that's that scripture, man.
It's like we have our primary body, and then this is a temporary one.
Absolutely.
Man. Living in a shitty ass, rented, house. You know that if you're not gonna live there for a long time, Why the hell would you put all your effort in building that house when you know
renovating it.
exactly when you know that you have a primary place where you're gonna dwell there forever, which is our spiritual bodies, man.
That's right.
You know, we know that the spiritual body that we have is our primary. That's the first, building that we had that the Lord built us with, man. You know,
Sure.
so us coming here is just another form of our punishment, man.
Yeah.
But
that's
we
it.
will eventually get our primary house back, man.
That's right.
Which is that spiritual body, right? And it said, if so, be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked. That's right, because we're naked right now.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah. Yeah.
We're naked, man. Anything can happen to us.
Yeah.
With our spiritual bodies, it's what? Immortal, man.
That's right.
We cannot die.
That's right.
We
Yeah,
can't get
that's
sick.
The beautiful thing about that. You can't
You
get
know?
sick. Yeah, you're right.
You won't even be able to cough. Because when you cough, your body rejects something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
our spiritual bodies, our bodies would just know what to do.
Exactly.
We wouldn't need to cough or all that.
And the beautiful thing is, like, we're talking about these bodies that we're going to get in the kingdom. They're going to be established through Yahweh Shai. Now, to replenish that body was even worse, man. The food that we eat in this kingdom makes the body even worse, man. Like as if we don't already have fucked up bodies. So can you imagine in the kingdom, the food that we're going to eat, our bodies are already 100%.
Yeah.
But the food we're going to eat is going to even make it that much more, right? That much more beautiful, man. I think it's like 2 out of 3 Americans die from diabetes.
Damn.
That is insane. There are 30 million people in just the province of California. That's the size, roughly the same size as the whole country of Canada. Now, when you take that statistic of 2 out of 3 people in America die by diabetes every day, that's like insane to fathom that. And a predominant number of them is Jake, because it's Jake that will be eating all that shit, eating all that pork, eating all that lobster. And it's funny because Jake, you hear these rappers rapping about, they went from eating grilled cheese at their broken down house to eating nice lobster, knowing that that's against the law. That's not even good for your body. Yeah, you got bodybuilders out here who look good on the outside, but on the inside they're filthy, and they're on the high track to diabetes and death.
That's right.
That's why we have dietary laws, man.
That's right, and that was in the scripture about the woman in the book of Isaiah, the 3rd chapter, talking about how she was supposed to be beautiful, but the Lord took her hair, and how she's supposed to be in shape, but then she has a fucking belly now.
Yeah, most of our women are fat.
God, let me get that. The book of Isaiah chapter 3, verse 17. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughter of Zion, and the Lord will discover her secret parts.
Man, that's why, and the discovering of her secret parts, that's why, first of all, you women, you don't like to hear this, but it's the truth. You women can't grow your natural hair fully and lusciously because,
The black woman.
especially the black woman, bro. I always see our Jake woman, the Judite woman with no hair. If they have hair, it's nothing longer than mine.
And even if they have hair, they cut it off.
Like, yeah, and when they they get hair, they cut it off.
Yeah.
Showing you it's the Most High. The Most High makes them do that because it's the curse needs to be played out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why weaves are a big seller, bro. When weaves
they
first
make
came
billions
in,
of dollars every year.
when women first came in, the amount of money they made was insane because of the curses these women go through. Yeah, you got a lot of women that are in shape, but you got more women that are out of shape.
Yeah.
Especially our women, man.
Yeah.
And it's because of all the shit they eat, man.
Yeah, and also just I'm gonna put in that factor that the so-called or the Jewish women are not the real Israelite women. The ones that are dwelling in Israel today.
Yeah.
To fulfill that prophecy, they shave off their head, man. So meaning that they already have hair, but then they shave it off.
Yeah, they want to be us so
That
bad.
goes to show you right there, man.
They want to be Israel so bad.
They're not Israel. They're not the real Israelites, right? And it says, in that day the Lord will take away the the bribery of the twinkling ornament
Oh,
above.
slack it. I was gonna say the secret part. That's why you guys always stink.
Yeah, which is the private part.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
Yeah.
another word for secret.
Yeah.
It's private.
Yeah, which is your vagina.
Exactly. That's why you have a hard time. I know women have a hard time keeping that area fresh. Keeping it. It's not fresh, but keeping it to smell well.
Well, if you actually wore a long dress, not having to wear a fucking tight jeans,
Yes.
there, that shit would not stink. So this is all prophecies. There's a reason why the Lord told you not to wear that which pertaineth unto a man. There's a reason why, all of these pants have zippers on it so that when the man used to take a piss,
Right there.
they would just, unzip that pants, man.
This woman's wearing a skirt above.
And then above
on,
the jeans.
above jeans.
It's
Like what's the point of
confusion.
that? Exactly.
Right? So there's a reason why the Lord said, for a woman not to wear that which pertains to man. There's a reason why men should not be wearing dresses.
Yeah.
Because that's what pertains unto a woman.
That's right.
You know? So, because, the vagina, it's an open wound. It
Exactly.
needs breathing. It needs
Man,
air.
everything's connected, man. There's a reason for everything. The Most High didn't leave out anything, man.
That's right, man. It says, in that day the Lord will take away the bribery of their twinkling ornament about their feet and their claws, and their round tires like the moon, the chain and the bracelet and the mufflers.
But most of these women, guys go all goo gaga over a woman's ass, and that shit's like 95% cellulite
Yeah.
and like 5% real.
That's right.
They're 5% fat. There's like no muscle in there.
That's right. That's right. It says the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings, the nose jewels, the changeable suit of apparel, and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins and the glasses and the fine linen and the lib and the veil,
Hell, Satan.
and it shall come to pass.
Fucking right. The white devil.
That's right.
Yeah, the white devil.
That's right. You
You guys ready
are.
for
That's
slavery?
my new handle.
That's
You ready for
right.
slavery?
Huh?
Are you ready for slavery?
I'm ready to be enslaved. I'd rather
Good.
serve.
Good. Good.
ready to get
Good.
back in?
Good.
I'd rather serve.
We need more Edomites like that. Ready for slavery.
Fucking devil.
I can't wait to get Most High allows us to put our hands on the Edomites. It's gonna be when the scriptures say do double onto her, that's gonna be it's gonna look so maddening what we're gonna do to you. As if you should get mercy. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it, that's very spiritual. That what just happened there is
Yeah.
that these people don't even know what we're doing because every time they come, they just come against us.
Yeah.
And the statement that he just made, hell, Satan, knowing that he's for Satan,
Yeah.
knowing that we're spiritual because he
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
to come up against us, man. You know?
They try to provoke us that we're gonna do something physically.
Yeah.
Man, we're spiritual men.
Yeah.
On down from the apostles, and we will deal spiritually. And the Most High is gonna give us a time to do things physically.
Yeah.
And when we get that time, there's gonna be no holding back,
Yeah.
none whatsoever, man.
Yeah. And the only reason why they talk shit is because they know that, we're under order not to do anything, man.
Yeah.
It's like they know that we're not gonna fight them, so then they talk shit about us, right?
It's that,
And to us,
yeah,
right?
God, it's that demon trying to provoke us.
Yeah, exactly. But
That's all it is.
yeah, but when the Lord gives us that power, when they see that, you think they're gonna talk shit, bro?
Come on. Like when we're 8 feet statured, all muscle,
Angry.
angry, all spiritual power looking like. You think these guys are gonna open their mouths to us? And if they do, that just gives us a reason to
fuel
show
for
off
the
our
fire.
power.
Yeah, it's just a fuel for the fire.
Exactly, fuel for the fire.
Going back about the woman, right? And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead
We were
of
just talking about that.
cut, and instead of a girdle, a rent. That's a point right there, right? Instead of a girdle, a rent. Out of shape, right? What's up, man? Garments, right?
Garments.
That's right, man. Because like the scripture talked about us wearing garments because the so-called and I'm saying so-called because you guys are not, but the so-called Native Americans, Indians, but the Bible speaks about the tribe of Gad, and they used to wear garments just like this with the border of blue,
So you guys are Hebrews.
with the border of blue.
It's part of your customs.
That's right.
Peace and love, guys.
Yeah, man. But talking about here about the woman, and it said instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of hair, baldness,
Yeah.
and instead of a stomacher, a grinding of sackcloth, and a burning instead of beauty.
And you know what? I find this is a light thing, but I go to the gym and you find women, they'll wear these pants, like, you know, the tight Lululemon pants that covers up their stomach,
Yeah.
so it makes them look slim, but you can still see their
Yeah,
stomach
it's
hanging
not
out
hanging
there.
out.
It's like, man, you can't hide your girt from me.
That's nasty, man. That's
It's all right, though. This is a part of the scriptures. That's why, man. That's why women should really be a high value of men in this kingdom. Because they're not at their best. Why would you value them highly? Yeah, it's not. If you have a woman, you have a woman. Whatever. Deal with her. Keep it in the balance. Keep her under moderation. So, man. But in the end of the day, there shouldn't be. There's no woman on this planet that's more valuable than this work.
yeah.
No matter how beautiful she is, no matter how so-called humble she is.
Yeah. There's no woman that's more beautiful than this scripture, which is Sophia, man. Which is wisdom, right?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Right? Going back here in the book of 2 Corinthians, you know, about the body and so on and on. And it said, for we know, so like 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 4, for we know, for we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burned,
That's right.
not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. Right?
Yeah, because the mortality is us dying, right? Hence what the word mortality means. Die, immortal. But what's mortality or mortal going to be swallowed up of? Life.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
This is sure. This is death.
That's
right
actually
now.
the proof that we're not going to die.
Yeah. You know, and that proves that we're actually dying right now slowly.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like
They always say that too in the world. They'll say everybody technically is dying.
it's dying.
And it's
yeah.
true.
You know,
Straight
because,
from birth.
because if it's going to be swallowed up by life,
Yeah.
meaning that we're already in death. Man.
Yeah.
We're actually dying. This is hell. And
right.
then life will overtake that, man.
right.
That's why Scripture says that death, you know, shall be swallowed up in victory.
It's in
Right?
victory, con,
Yeah,
man.
that's
That's
right,
beautiful.
man.
And the victory is making it to the end, man. Because once you get those bodies, you'll never die.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
was looking to find that scripture, you know,
yeah.
about us not dying at all, man.
Yeah, con.
Because it's here. I just gotta find it. You know, it's a lot, yeah.
It's all good. Spirit do what it will, you know?
Just 1 second.
You know, man, on a side note, while the brother's looking for the scripture, it's beautiful when you guys, when you Edomites, especially you Edomites, or any of you, when you scoff at us, man.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful thing. It just makes us that much more hungry.
Yeah, we like it at the end of the day, hey, man. Keep it up,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Because that's what keeps us going for this truth.
Exactly, man. Like when Kobe was playing, man, you had coaches that would tell their players not to talk trash to the guy.
Yeah,
we're not
'cause-
trying to get 50 put on our heads.
Yep. See, it makes sense.
It's the same thing with us, man. You can talk all the trash and scoff as much as you want, but like I always say, man, we ain't shit. You're not really scoffing at us because we sleep. We don't lose sleep over that shit. You're really scoffing against the Most High and His Son, and He counts everything. He has the angels count everything. So whatever judgment you get, whether it be your family being destroyed in front of your eyes, you found it, or your baby, your newborn baby being cut up, as harsh as that sounds, that's a judgment that you deserve throughout your lifetime for what you've done. And that's how the Lord works. He can be terrible and He can be extremely merciful.
Merciful, yeah. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. For God created man to be immortal.
Oh,
That's it, right?
where is that scripture? Yo, read that again. That kills it.
Yeah. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 23. For God, Yahweh Shemashai, created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Oh
because
my
the Lord
God,
doesn't die, man.
beautiful. That's so
Right?
beautiful.
Right?
Yeah, come. Yeah, over an image of His eternity.
Alright. And it says, nevertheless, through envy of the devil
What
came...
is that? Wasn't it Solomon 2?
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 2,
That's
verse
the next scripture I was going to read
Verse
anyways.
23.
So I was going to start from 1. So when you're done that, just go to 1.
Time. And it says, For God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world.
That's it. And what is that talking about? When you go all the way back to Adam and Eve, when Eve got tempted by the devil, she really envied what the devil told her, because in the end of the day, the devil told her that you don't have to listen to the Most High, and if you eat of this apple, which was just taking in a new or a wicked philosophy, you will become like gods. Right? But why would they need to do that? They already had everything they ever wanted. So and our people still envy their oppressor in today's day. That's why they do whatever it takes. That's why these jakes will sell out. They'll sell their souls. They will sacrifice a family member or a friend just to get to the top where the rest of the Edomites dwell. Jay-Z, you know how hard he's worked to just be on the same seat or to sit alongside with his fellow Edomite friends out there.
Yeah.
That is actually so. It's baffling to see how hard our people will work to be like their oppressors.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and that goes to show you that the more famous you have in this world, right? The higher you are, the level of the state that you're at, the more wickedness is done compared to that point. That's literally it.
Yeah, because there's no way you can get through without that.
The people, that were just beginning to be famous, and then they fell out. Those are the people that knew, oh fuck, man, fuck
Yeah,
this
they just
shit.
couldn't
I'm out.
Exactly.
Right? Because
exactly.
then, if they continue, then they would get that fame more and more and more.
Exactly.
That's how Esau works. Esau will give you, but you gotta give back 10 times more.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly. And our people will do it. They'll say, Esau will say, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, you're part of the $25 million club. What about that $50 million club?
Yeah.
Or the $500 million club?
Which is just something.
Just literally, that's why they give it out to you like that.
Yeah, $5
You think they'll give it out to you if they needed it?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. And they make more when they give it to you.
Yeah.
So they're not
yeah,
losing.
you're working for them.
They're not losing. That's fucking crazy.
Esau has the system on check, bro.
That's crazy.
Our people
man.
all our people ever talk about is getting money, because that's what's power. That's the only thing they can see. That's the only power they can see in this kingdom is money. Yeah, 'cause money is power in this kingdom. But that's the only power they can see.
Yeah.
We look beyond that, man. We're looking at the Most High and His wisdom.
Right.
That's the true power.
That's right.
That's why our people only talk about money.
Yeah. That's right, because like a lot of these celebrities, they hate their lives because they work for their elites. They have to be,
Hey man, you're an Israelite according to the Bible? You ever been told that?
What's that?
You ever been told you're an Israelite according to the Bible?
Alright, man.
There you go.
That's
your judgment.
But like as I was saying, a lot of these celebrities, they hate their lives because of the tours that they have to go on.
Yeah.
Go to show that they don't even do what they want.
Yeah,
Right?
all that work for nothing.
If you hate it, just stop. If you're a celebrity, you're rich anyways, just walk away, right?
Because they gave up their soul.
That's right.
They have no control over themselves anymore.
That's right. But that's the mind of average Joe that would have.
Yeah.
If you're a celebrity, you're talking about in the TV shows that you hate what you're doing and so on and on. You should just leave. You're already rich, right? No, it doesn't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. You sign a contract, you now belong to whoever owns you.
It's exactly.
And they can literally do whatever the fuck they want with you because you're just now property of them.
That's right.
Right? It's a big corporation. That's what America is.
And even us on the low level, we're still slaves, and we're still their property. Because we're still working, right? We're still going to our 9-to-5 jobs, paying taxes.
Yeah.
So we're just under a lower level of slavery than those guys are.
That's right. And that's why here in Canada, like I don't know about elsewhere, but here in Canada, if you try to commit suicide and they catch you on time and they take you to the hospital, you get charged. What the fuck? I'm trying to kill myself. Why the fuck am I getting charged, right?
Because you're a guy with acid.
You're valuable to them. You gotta work for them, right?
Exactly.
It only makes sense, man.
It's like that's your employee. You need him to do his work.
That's crazy. You get charged like as if you gotta pay a certain amount of money, depending on what you try to do to yourself because you belong to them.
Yeah, because killing yourself to Esau is like taking his money away.
Yeah.
So he hates that shit, so he's gonna charge you.
Yeah.
That is hella funny.
at least he gets something before you kill yourself.
That's how wicked Esau is, man.
Yeah.
So you can't trust these Edomites.
Yeah.
Man, what you can't trust these Edomites, man.
Yeah.
Man. And a lot of you people, a lot of you Jakes, a lot of you Israelites are befriending and even call some of these Edomites your family, man.
Yeah.
And that's gonna come to bite you in the ass in these last days. Because these people that you call your family and friends will be the first people to sell you out for food.
Oh, yeah. That's in
Easily.
That's in Matthew, I believe, the 10th chapter.
That's right.
Talking about how the brother will give up his sister
Right.
to death and so on and on, right?
Right.
And it says, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it. And that's exactly what we're just talking about, right?
Yeah,
About these celebrities.
Yeah.
They actually hold that. So they find death. Meaning that they already sold to the soul. That's why the scripture says, what profit a man if he should have gained the whole world but lose his own soul?
Exactly.
Meaning that you have nothing else to
Yeah.
look forward to. You're dead.
Exactly.
You're literally, the walking dead.
Yeah, come on. Because when you envy another person, you want to do what they do.
Yeah.
So our people envy the wicked. That's why it says, because Jake already has a spirit of being talented and being good at whatever it is that they put their hands on, whether it be good at wickedness or righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the scriptures say that we've even went so far to even teach the wicked people wickedness, because we envy their wickedness and we saw it. Okay, well, how can we better this so we can get better at it? So we taught them that shit, man.
Yeah.
Our people shooting each other, we taught the other nations all that stuff, man.
Yeah. When it says that Jake is the former of all things, man, that's even in wickedness. Too.
Yeah, come on.
Because
All
they
things.
take that to the extreme. They excel in these things, man.
That's right.
know?
That's why they don't take you guys seriously there when you protest about hands up, don't shoot, or Black Lives Matter, all that nonsense. They don't take you seriously because look what you guys are doing to each other any damn ways.
No, that's the thing about stuff like that, like Ebola. That shit comes up, everybody, oh, wow.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it fucking goes away. 2 months later, no one talks about it.
No one
you
even
know?
remember Ebola was huge.
Bro.
Now who talks about Ebola?
Yeah, and then the Black Lives Matter, nobody's talking about it again.
Can't.
Until the so-called white man kills the so-called black man,
Yeah.
then that's when people want to come up. But
Yeah.
then you got Jake's Israelites, black men killing each other all the fucking time, by the way of these gangs,
Yeah.
but then no one says nothing.
Yeah, you
That
don't want
goes
to
show
stand
you-
up then.
It goes to show you how fucking stupid people are. They rather kill themselves rather than someone else kill them.
Shit,
Esau,
right?
Esau is doing you the favor. He's doing you the
shit.
favor.
Yeah, at least he's taking you out instead of you taking out your own
Yeah,
family.
that's crazy. It's like, no. Let me kill my brother. Don't kill
Exactly.
What the fuck does that mean, man? That's fucking crazy and that's wicked.
That's why the Most High has compared you guys to the two dumbest animals on the planet.
Yeah, ox and an ass.
Yeah. And he even said the ox and the ass are smarter than
They
you.
know their owners.
Yeah. You don't.
Yeah.
Jake don't know their owners. Or else, if Israel knew, if all of Israel truly knew, because only a small percentage of us know,
Yeah.
but if all of Israel truly knew who is their power, they would have no reason to envy this Edomites.
Yeah,
No
this
reason.
world, yeah.
They would look down on you guys. They'll look down on everybody.
Yeah.
Like how they should be.
That's right, just kind of like how Daniel, and that one king, in the book of in the Apocrypha, how that one king was worshiping, I'm a bell and a dragon,
Right, right.
and basically, Daniel, he was laughing at them,
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
man, he was basically saying,
These people are.
Yeah.
God is not eating that food. he put
Exactly.
that in. Yeah.
Basically he was saying, man, you guys are idiots, and he was actually laughing.
Yeah,
Basically, I'm telling them that your God is not is nothing, right?
Yeah.
That's a mentality that our people would have today if they actually did not worship the so-called white man.
Yeah.
They would look at the white man and everything that the white man stands for, and look at him like, yo, you guys are fucking stupid because our power made the heavens and the earth. That's a mentality that our people actually have. But because they actually envy the devil, they want to be more.
Yeah.
Or they want to do more than the fucking
The
devil
devil.
himself, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
It's crazy, man. It really, when you really break down the way our people think, you either laugh or you're extremely pissed off.
Yeah.
You laugh because it's like this is stupid.
Yeah. That's right, and I'm just gonna go back in 2 Corinthians and I'm gonna finish
Oh,
that
yeah, that
up.
was one thing?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Yeah.
right? And it says, verse 5, 2 Corinthians 5 and 5, it says, now he that hath wrought us For the self-same thing is God, who also has given us the earnest of the Spirit. Therefore, we are always confident, knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. Right? For we walk by faith, not by sight.
That's
You
right.
know? And that was it on that one.
That's right.
You know, so we have confidence, although we're not, in the body. We're so present with the Lord to help us in our time.
Yeah.
Because the Lord deals with us. He's going to give us comfort, which is the Scripture.
That's right, man. Every time we study, watch a video, how shall I supplement that?
Yeah. So the Spirit of the Lord is still here, man.
That's right.
We don't need to be, in the spiritual body to actually dwell,
With the Most High.
with the Most High.
With the Son.
We can have a spiritual connection, and that goes through faith. That's why I said to me, what my faith, that's my sight, man.
Exactly. Because technically, if you explain it to another person, like, okay, where'd you see him? Where is he? Where did he sit down with you and teach the scriptures?
Yeah.
And and it's actually crazy, man. Paul himself and the apostles, like our apostles now, when they always talk about Paul, they say, Apostle Gabar always says, and Paul got taught by Yahushua himself.
Yeah.
As if you were in carnal mind, you would think, okay, Yahushua actually sat down with him for months and went through the scriptures. But it's because they have such strong faith. That's how they explain it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Paul. He said, I myself was taught by Yahushua.
Yeah.
And it's true, man. We're constantly being taught by Yahushua every day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you have to have faith to believe that. Can you explain it to a carnal minded person? They're like, I don't see it, bro. You're lying. Because they have to see for them to believe.
Yeah. And that's where, I'm end of the line, I'm a means, man.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you don't believe, then that's it. It's all on faith anyway.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. If you don't believe, you can go on your way.
Yeah.
That's my belief and that's my faith, man.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, we'll see, who's right. Exactly. Yep. And you want me to read 2 Solomon 2, verse 1?
Yeah, it's from 1. We'll make the whole thing. So
The book of The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. For the ungodly sayeth reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. See? Goes to show, you said that, Salakia, but, I'm going to show that Esau literally believes that you only have one life.
Yeah.
Because that's why they do all the wickedness that they do
come
now, because they don't actually think that they're going to pay for their wickedness.
Yeah, come
Like I was just actually talking to this fucking Peterman, I was watching a video on YouTube, basically talking about how, animals, that basically, so-called went, so-called went, extinct, right? Which they didn't, the Lord,
just hit them away.
Hit them away, right? And I basically, throughout the whole video, it was saying, the Europeans did it, basically, the whole explanation to why, these animals were killed off and so on and on was because of the so-called white man. So, I commented and I said, might as well, call the white man the devil for destroying the whole earth, because look at his track record, and there's this, one, a so-called white man, an Edomite, that was commenting, and talking shit, and then, he was laughing, and, he's basically saying, we rule the world, you blacks have, he's basically saying like, he was basically saying like, you blacks, have done nothing,
benefit.
He's basically saying like, we did nothing, in this world, and then, and I told him, yeah, man, I'm glad, we, have done, nothing, because, we don't want to have to receive the judgment, that comes along with all the wickedness that you've done, and then, and then, I went on and I said, the funniest thing about it is that you guys don't think that you have to pay for all the genocide and all the wickedness that you guys have done, you guys have done, that you guys have done to, the whole world, the animals, the air, the air that you guys pollute and so on and on, and the guy commented and said, I'm a who,
He's gonna judge us?
So basically, so the guy basically said, who, when, and, and what will judge us? And I said, my point exactly.
Yeah,
Because these Edomites don't actually believe that they're going to receive the judgments
Yeah.
of all the hell that they do. That's why he said that, our life is short and tedious. Meaning that, they think that they only have one life, so let's do all the wickedness right now.
That's why
You know?
YOLO's a big thing.
Yeah, man,
Count on big. That's actually crazy. That's deep.
That's fucking crazy, man. But it's all in the scriptures, and that's why they do the things that they do. They don't actually think that they're gonna pay for it.
Come on.
You know?
Actually, the
you know-
scriptures. Go ahead, man.
And when Jake does something bad in his spirit, he knows that he's gonna receive a judgment for it, man.
That's right.
Whether that's by his parents physically or spiritually, the Lord later on is gonna get him.
That's right, yeah.
Jake knows that because they're
They're spiritually built. Like
come on.
they have spiritual. Yeah.
That's right. There's a consequence for every action that you take on, right? Whether that's a good consequence or a bad consequence, man.
That's why even these, if I may add to what you're
Yeah.
saying, that's why even these wicked Jakes, even in their songs and whatever they're doing, they all say, "Lord, forgive me for my sins," but I'm about to do this because they might still do the wickedness, but they understand that there's judgment for what they do. But in their mind, they're like, "At least let me ball out now."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
This is just to back what the brother is saying. This is Job 21 verse 14.
Yeah.
Therefore they say unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
That's right.
What is the Almighty
Yeah.
that we should serve him?
Yeah.
And what profit should we have if we pray unto him?
That's right. That's right, man. That's the same thing, right? Like that's talking about Israel, but that can also be talking about these so-called white people, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't believe in the Lord, right?
Actually,
Go ahead.
there's another one. Actually, it's actually more better than this one. If you want to get, are you on the reading fee? Actually, I'll break it down.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's right, man. So just going on that, that's why our people would rather keep the commandments of the so-called white man and this world than the Lord, because they don't have faith in the Lord, right? That's why the book of Malachi, if I'm not mistaken, the Lord said, I have loved you, and ye say, wherein hast thou loved us, right? So basically saying, what did you do for us, Lord? That's what people, that's what our people are saying, meaning that they're talking shit to the Lord, man.
Yeah.
And that's why they would rather sell their soul to the devil and gain on this world where, moth and rust doeth corrupt, man. Because, that is,
the Spirit's on you right now.
Scriptures, right?
The Spirit's on you right now, because this is exactly what the brother's saying,
Yeah.
is exactly what the scriptures are saying.
That's right, man. That's right. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, come on. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not. Yeah, that's why I said the Spirit's on you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It says, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
That's right.
And say not, who shall control me for my works?
That's right.
For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
That's right.
Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me?
That's right, because our people, they would actually commit these things now, knowing that they don't have faith in the Lord anymore, because like the scripture says that the Lord is long suffering, right? So the Lord will get you. He might not get you now, or maybe tomorrow or next year, but throughout your lifetime, or maybe your next life, when you come into reincarnation, the Lord will get you. So our people, because they haven't seen something major happen from the Lord for such a long time, that's why they make statements. That's why they make statements like that, man.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's in the scripture. The scripture says, "Say not." Don't do wickedness and say, "Who's gonna judge me, man?" That's talking shit to the Lord.
That's
right?
real shit.
Literally,
You are really talking shit to the Most High.
that's literally saying, God doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Right?
It says, verse 4, say not, I have sinned, and what harm shall have happened unto me?
That's right.
For the Lord is long-suffering.
See, there you
Exactly
go.
what the brother's saying.
That's right, man.
He will in no wise let thee go.
That's right, man. So the Lord is gonna get you.
That's right.
You just don't know when.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's the fun part with him.
Yeah, and that's when you gotta have that fear, man. But these people don't have fear.
That's right. It says, concerning appropriation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
That's right.
That's right. I forgot what the word I just looked it up the other day. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it just means without awareness. So it says concerning appropriation. So concerning your awareness, it says concerning concerning appropriation, be not without fear to add sin upon sin. You know, like the brother was saying, just because the Most High doesn't judge you now, don't say, okay, well, I can just maybe do this again, and he's not going to get me. You know, the Most High is watching everything. It says, verse 6, and say not, his mercy is great.
Yeah, because you got Israel who know about
That's
the Lord,
stupid.
right?
Yeah.
And just say, man, you know what? The Lord's gonna wink at my sins anyway.
Yeah, that's why these
it's
Christians
in the
do what
book
they
of
do.
Acts.
Yeah,
you know,
God.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's in the book of Acts.
You know what I mean? So don't use that, man. That's the same thing about, you know, although, you know, we will not be saved by, you know, keeping, you know, the laws, does not mean that you can go off.
Exactly.
So just because the Lord is merciful does not mean that you can fucking go off and then
Exactly.
expect Him to be merciful to you, man.
That's right.
The Lord doesn't work like that, man.
That's
You
right.
think, yo, people, like, yo, when you make a statement like that, like, when you think like that, you think you're smarter than the Lord. You know what I mean? Like, you literally think you're smarter than the Lord. You can think that, bro. That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy,
That
man.
is crazy.
You know?
It shows you what the Most High will let you do just so He can judge you. Because it's the Most High, at the end of the day, that's making you think these things.
Yeah.
And like, if I may say too, man, you church, like the churches, you guys in the churches, man, you're big for this shit. For saying, it says here, say not, His mercy is great.
Yeah.
He will be pacified for thy multitude of sins.
Yeah.
So the word pacified means to be like content. Like when you pacify an angry person, you calm them down.
Let it go.
Yeah. You know, the Most High's not like that. You know. So it says, He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins, for the mercy and wrath come from Him, and His indignation resteth upon sinners.
Sinners.
You know, like not the sin.
Yeah,
Sinners.
but the sinners, right? And you know, and another example of that is look at King David, man. You know, David means beloved. So, you know, the Lord loves David, man, right? The Lord put David through hell for that, you know, for that adultery that he committed, man. So what more are you, bro? Who the fuck is you, right?
That's it. That's it.
Man, that's
Like even how Shafi going off as
oh,
Adam.
man. Yeah,
Right?
you know, I'm a King Solomon.
Yeah, Khan,
right?
King Solomon.
Yeah.
That's right. Instead of building gods.
Yeah,
of
unto
the
the,
kingdom, yeah.
you know, the heathenistic woman.
That's right. I'm gonna skip 7 and go to. Yeah, 7's nice. I'm gonna read 7 anyways.
Read it out, read it out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna read the whole thing. It says, "Make no tarry to." Yeah, that's right. Make no tarry. Yo, the scriptures in your mind.
Yo, I love that
Yeah,
scripture,
come.
man. I love that scripture.
It says, "Make no tarry to turn to the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed."
That's right. So
Just say so-called security, but you're gonna be destroyed.
exactly, man. It's only security according to you, right? But not according to what's actually gonna happen. But you know that meaning, man. You gotta actually have the Lord in your mind all the time, man. You know you can't wait. You know, there's no better time to turn to the Lord Shai than when you wake up, man.
Yeah,
Right? Because every day literally is a day for you to get right, man. You know, because there's some people, you know, who were once in this truth that fell out. Now that they see prophecy is happening, then that's now they, you know, now they want to come back again. It doesn't work like that. Or there's some people who know that you know something, you know, is happening.
Yeah.
You know, although they were given the truth before, they didn't accept it, but then now they want to come in. It's too fucking late, man.
That's right.
You know, the decision is not, you know, when you make it. It's when the Lord calls on you, man. Right? That's it,
Ooh,
man.
that's fire. The brother's speaking some fire.
That's
You
right,
know,
bro.
it
That's
says,
right.
it says,
脚还不行，
it says, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed,
That's right.
and perish in the day of vengeance.
Come on, you know, and
Yeah.
let me find the scripture for you, right? You know, you know, I'm talking about, you know, you being, you know, in your security. I'll get this for you in the book of Matthew, okay? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, I'll start from verse 37. It says, "Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him rule over all his goods." Now this is the point, you know, and down. "But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunkard.
It's a massive metaphor to join, like the brother was saying. There's people who fell out. Like for instance, the example of 2000 thing.
Yeah.
You know, Y2K when all the computers shut down.
Yeah.
They were thinking that was the time when the Most High was going to come.
Yeah.
The Most High didn't come, and so guess what they did? They started drinking with, what did they say? Drinking with who?
With the drunkard.
Drinking with the drunkards. And the rest, everybody that's not in the truth is drunk.
Yeah, and that is a fact,
No,
right?
go ahead,
Right,
go
and that's you being in your security, man.
Come.
Because that's when you're comfortable.
Yes,
You know,
come.
you basically left off. You're like, fuck, man. You know, the Lord delayed his coming. I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah.
You know, and
get a business.
you know,
You know.
and that's why it says suddenly the Lord will destroy you.
That's right.
Right? That's why the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, the first verse and down, it says that, you know, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Right? That's you being in your security, man.
That's right. That's right.
Right? Come on. And it said, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Right?
You know, that's funny. A side note, you know, Luna, that was, you already
Oh,
told me.
yeah.
He used to be scared the most time I come in on him while he's popping his
Yeah.
book. That's the mentality, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is security, man.
It says here, so back in Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 8 now, it says, set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten.
Unjustly. Yo, that literally goes into the celebrities today, man.
Yes,
And
yes.
you know, and then you know also these top pastors,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because all the riches that they get is unjustly,
Yeah.
meaning that it was not given to them from the Lord; it's given to them from the devil. Because you know Esau actually sets them up by the 50631 charter to
right.
actually push out what Esau wants to lie to the masses, and then they get these riches. It's unjustly,
Right.
right?
You know, because man, even the way they get their money, these pastors are a perfect example. The way they get their money is by lying to the masses.
Yeah.
That's unjustly.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right. That's right, bro.
So it says, set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity.
Oh, Zephaniah?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, let me get that for you, bro. That's right. So it's not going to profit you in that day. You know, like it shows you in that movie with Will Smith, right?
Yeah, when you're burning up the money.
yeah.
That's tons of cash.
He was using that, you know, to keep him warm,
That's right.
right? This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
Be a priest, that's a complete priest.
Con. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
So why you Jake so money hungry, man? What's wrong with just living on a balanced income? You know, money that gets you through the day,
Yeah.
daily bread.
Yeah.
What's wrong with living like that?
The scripture says to be content with what you have. Man.
Come on, we have so much more coming for us, Israelites. So much more coming for us. So why not? And if the Most High is even, and some brothers be out here and they're getting okay. They're getting okay money to take care of their family, and they're still getting enough money to help their brothers and do this work, and they still want more.
Come on. Yo, I got a question for you, bro.
Come on.
This is the book of Luke chapter 3, verse 14. And the soldiers likewise demanded of him, saying, what shall we do? And he said unto them, do violence to no man, neither accuse any falsely, and be content with your wages.
Ooh, that's straight to the point, man.
That's it, man.
Be content with your wages, man. That's why, and Jake's never content.
Yeah.
Jake lost the balance because they have no wisdom.
Right.
These Edomites have no balance. That's why they do the wicked.
Can I give you guys money so you can grab some coffee or something?
Sure, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thank
Whatever.
you.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Thank
Have a good
you.
one.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
And so that's unbalanced, man.
Yeah.
When you have wisdom is balance. You know, so these Edomites, they have no balance in their wickedness. Jake has no balance. That's why he's greedy.
Yeah.
That was it on that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or no,
Some more?
I was actually reading this way, talking about basically about the elites and how they think that their life is short and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
only one life. Yeah, like I could just finish,
Yeah,
finish this
totally.
verse and then
Yeah.
and then move on. Yeah. But it said the book of Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verse chapter. Book of Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Which is foolishness because we all are reincarnated. Showing like what the brother said, these guys don't think and don't understand. Man, if these elites understood reincarnation, they would know that, okay, everything we do, we're going to get judged for it. If they knew that they're going to come back, because a lot of these, that's what say, well, that wasn't me. That was you in the past that did that slavery shit.
Con.
That was actually you.
Con. And I'm just going to read, I'm going to jump into verse 5 and just make And it says, verse 5, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning.
That's right.
For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth.
Yeah, come on.
Right?
Because, like a child, when we buy a child toys or whatever it is they have, they just use that shit up till it's broken.
Yeah.
They don't know how to take care of it. Maintenance. You give a child a car, that car, they won't, like my sister, she has a car and my dad constantly gets pissed off because she never changes the oil, never puts the tires out, she never knows how to make maintenance it.
Yeah.
So that's how Esau's mentality is with the resources of the earth.
Everything.
The people, everything.
Yo, that's why the last happened, right? For example, that's a very big thing because the earth is dying because Esau does not give the last happened.
Yeah.
Just that one factor, the Lord has to return.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because the earth is literally crashing because of that reason. So that goes to show that Esau does not know how to maintain what he has. That's why there's loss.
That's right. And it's crazy, man. And that's why Esau's constantly wanting you to work these 15-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts. Man, when I seriously injured my ankle. I was working for a delivery company, and I called my boss and told him, listen, man, I need a couple of days off, or else if I keep working, I'm just never going to get better. I'm not going to be a full employee for you. Yo, this man had every reason and every excuse in the book to get me to work, even if it was him just paying me to sit down in the truck. I was like, what logic does that make anyways? Fuck it, whatever, I'll take the free money. But that shows you Esau, their mentality is to use up the resources as much as they can. Like the proverbial saying, squeezing all the lemon or all the juice out of the lemons. That's how they are with these resources.
And that's what they did to us in the time of slavery, right? Which goes to show that they don't know how to actually rule. If you actually have slaves, give them something healthy to eat, so then they get stronger and build, so then they can work harder for you. It only makes sense that way. Why the fuck would you give them shit stuff so that they can kill themselves and then they're moving slow?
You know what?
It doesn't make sense.
2 points off what the brother's saying. One, it's in the law that we were to leave fruits so the poor can eat. Right? And then another thing, when we were in the slave ships, we were only getting fed enough just to live. We weren't getting fed enough to actually do the work that we were under slavery to do. That's why a lot of us would die and they would throw us overboard.
That's right.
But that's Jake. That's Esau, only feeding us enough just to live, just to blink and wake up.
And then you also have some Jakes, when he shows you in that movie Birth of a Nation, in the time of slavery, Jakes were, they were going through so much hell that they wanted to kill themselves, so then so then they wouldn't eat. So what does Esau do? Esau literally, breaks all of their teeth out, and then basically, Esau would open their mouth, puts the tube in there, have people holding that, and then shove, a bunch of food in there, man, because when you don't have any teeth, all you use is swallow, right? So that's what Esau did. But then also, on top of that, when we were on those ships, coming, into the Americas, Esau would literally, have our people tied, into like what's it called, like large stones,
Yeah, so we sink to the
right,
bottom.
right, so then there's sink, into the bottoms, and then the sharks or whatever, the fish, would actually, eat us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they said that until today, how back,
Slavery.
yeah, back then, how like, they actually had, those sharks or those fishes actually follow the ship the
Yeah,
whole
I
way.
heard that. I
Right?
heard that. I heard
Until
that,
today,
yeah.
they're still going on that same, track, thinking that there's actually going to be people to be beaten up, man. That's crazy. That will show you the amount,
yeah.
the amount of jakes that were actually drowned, and were, getting,
Fed to the sharks.
Yeah, were fed to those sharks, man. Until today, they're still going, on that same, track, that same pattern, thinking that there's going to be
And
more
that's how
people.
animals are. Like if you have a dog, you give it a couple treats a couple times, they think it's always gonna get that treat.
Yeah.
So that like the brother was saying, that shows you the amount of jakes that when you toss overboard
Yeah.
and fed to the sharks.
Come
Are
on.
you telling me you guys don't deserve revenge?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. And it said, "Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointment, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluntariness. Let us leave tokens for our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor, righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hair of the aged."
Sheesh. No, that's
You know?
slavery, man. That's Esau's mentality. That's telling you what these guys did.
Come on.
They got together, they understood.
Yeah.
That's why they would lie to our people and say, like, see, look, we're supposed to have slaves, so don't get mad when we make you our
Yeah.
slaves. Because
Yeah.
they believed that they were the Jews, so
Yeah.
they're Israelites.
Yeah.
But the blessing of Isaiah 14 was to them.
Yeah, that's right. And it says, "Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy the transgressions of our education."
See, and we always talk about the transgressions of Esau's education.
Yeah.
If we're here for another 20 years, man, slavery will be in the history books.
It's right
That's
now.
going on.
Yeah, and right now they're taking that out because our
Yeah.
children are growing up and
None of them know about
yeah,
slavery.
they think we just came here just to work. Now,
Or
rather
they'll
than
use the
being
word that
slave.
we migrated over here. We need
Yeah.
to migrate over here, man.
And then
We were good over there.
yeah, and you know what's crazy is that now when we bring these things, when we bring these things up, they say go back to your own land, like as if we came here,
Off our own choice.
off of our own choice.
Pride,
Even
man. It's that pride.
Yeah. Con. And it says, "He professeth to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself a child of the Lord."
It's just us, man. This is clear cut talking about us coming against Esau, man.
Con. "He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion."
See?
Yo,
That's crazy.
Esau knows that.
Yeah, Esau, that's
Ooh,
Esau, man.
y'all
That's why
love like this
these elites, they constantly, we're the threat to them. And watch, it's going to be made known to the whole world who Esau's afraid of.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be coming after us.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking for us, man.
Yeah.
And some of us might be getting, some of us will get caught, but we won't take that chip. Those that are that's of the elect.
That's right. And then just this last one,
Yeah.
verse 16. "We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. he pronounces the end of the just to be blessed and maketh his boast that God is his father.
That's what we
That's
do,
it,
man.
bro.
Isn't that what we do?
Yo, that's beautiful.
So
man.
you can't tell us that you Edomites ain't watching us, man.
Yes.
We know you're watching us.
Yeah.
If you had this book before us, you were reading these scriptures, you know who the men of the Lord are.
Yeah, and that's why, if I'm gonna take, there's this scripture where it says that, there's gonna come to a time where, we're gonna say that we're the Israelites,
Yeah,
right? We are, the Lord's.
Yeah,
we are the children of Israel, right?
That's right,
There's a scripture
that's right.
that, and right here it says that, man.
That's right,
He
that's
confessed it and boasted that he, that the Most High is his father.
Yeah.
That's
right.
And Esau knows that, man. That's why Esau said, our life is short and tedious. So so let us oppress the poor man.
That's right.
Let's do all of this now, man.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
after
They know
this,
something's
it.
coming.
Yeah.
That's why, like that's why they're building all this machinery, all this weaponry. They're stacking up on their army,
Yeah.
which is a dragon, right?
Yeah.
They build these what do you call them? These bunkers.
Oh
Yeah, these underground bunkers. So they're preparing for when Yahushua comes back, because the elites know that they're gonna after they have totally done what the Most High has set them to do. There's gonna be a great war, and they believe that they're gonna continue to do after they fought this war and so-called win. They're gonna continue to do what they can do.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, with that, we're gonna close up and we're gonna say
Kahala Yahweh wa Yahawashi.
and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to the elect, pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And death and destruction to this wicked kingdom.
Khan.
Shalom.
Shalom.